Okay, so let's take a look. So we want to factor that numerator. It's going to get us x plus 4, x minus 4, and then x minus 5. And we want where it's greater than or equal to 0, so we want to figure out where this is positive. And we can do that by either test points or we can do it by making a sign chart. I'm going to guess you're probably more comfortable with test points. Maybe I'll do both methods. And then you can pick the one that you prefer. So I'll do sign chart first. That wasn't very good. So I'm going to have zeros at x equals negative 4, x equals 4, and x equals 5. And so I'm just going to kind of put 3 marks on here that are not spaced accordingly, but they'll be easy to keep track of because I want them mashed together. And so I have a 0 at negative 4, I have a 0 at 4, and I have a 0 at 5. And so, and I want where it equals 0, so that means the numerator is going to be solid dots on the 4s. So I'm going to want to include those endpoints. But the denominator, I can't let x actually equal 5, because if it equaled 5, it would be 25 minus 16 divided by 0, and that would be undefined. So anything that's in the denominator, whether there's an equal here or not, you need to be careful to exclude. So then with that, we'll figure out what the sign is on each of these regions. So if I'm looking at x plus 4, if I put in negative 5 there, negative 5 plus 4 would be a negative. And then everything after that, if I put in 3, or 8 or what have you, those would all be positive. And if you're doing it this way, you may have already figured out that once you hit the 0, it's going to be negative, 0, and then positive. And our 0's here, and then this one's here, and this one's here. So for this, if I put in negative 5, it's negative. If I put in 3, it's negative. Then we hit our 0. 4.5 would make that positive and positive. So again, negative, 0, positive. So down here, same thing, negative, negative, negative. If you try those numbers, and then this would be positive. And so then let's kind of tally up our signs. So 3 negatives would make a negative for that region. A positive and 2 negatives would make a positive. And then 2 positives and a negative would make a negative, and 3 positives will make a positive. And we want greater than or equal to 0. So that means we want these positive regions. So we want this in here and that out there. And so if I wrote that in interval notation, it would look like negative 4 to 4 with the brackets. And then here we want to be careful. We'll use our union and then a parenthesis because we're not including that 0. So 5 to infinity. And in the event that you do not prefer, and many people do not prefer sign charts, let's do it as test points. And then you'll see we get the exact same thing. So I don't think I even need that. I'm just going to mark the numbers on here. So we'll try negative 5 as a test point for this region. Between negative 4 and 4, I'm definitely going 0 because that makes for some easy math. Don't love the 4.5, but we'll do it anyways. Easiest number after 5 would be 6. And so we'll throw those in and kind of see what happens. So if, and actually let me scoot this down, oops, and then recopy that. X squared minus 16 and x minus 5. Just giving myself a little more room. So if I put negative 5 in here, actually I'm going to go ahead and make a little table just to keep track. So if I throw a negative 5 in there, I would have 20. Oh yeah, I'm cool. Sorry, I was looking at the sign going, wait, it's negative 5, I'm all good. So that would be negative 25, or negative 5 squared would be 25 minus 16. Negative 5 minus 5, so that'll be a negative 10. And so I'm going to have a positive over a negative, and that will be a negative, which is exactly what we worked out right there. If I throw 0 in there, I have negative 16 over negative 5. And so that would be a positive, because it's a double negative. If I threw 4.5 in, 4.5 is bigger than 16. So that will be a positive in the numerator, and 4.5, that would be a negative in the denominator. So that region is going to be negative. If I throw 6 in there, 36 minus 36 is positive, and then 6 minus 5 is also positive. And so that region, 6, will be positive. And so again, it's the exact same thing I got here, negative on that first region, positive on the second, negative on the third, positive on the fourth. So that's kind of the two ways to do that one. Graphing these would be a third way, but graphing is usually fairly hard with the rational functions. So I would say either using test points or the sign chart is the easiest way to get that one solved.